Hello, my name is Marco Pena, and today we are here with Jennifer Gomez. She has been working with a company called Bear Behavior for about 4 to 5 years now. Bear Behavior focuses on providing children within the autism spectrum with different services like therapies for motor skills, speech skills, and other, various services. Now, Jennifer has been working with Bear Behavior using a software called Central Reach, which helps them with running day-to-day operations like billing schedules and things of that matter. Uh, Mrs. Gomez is going to explain to us today some of the improvements that she has seen in Bear Behavior since they have implemented this software. So I wanted to ask you, Jennifer, how would you define IT or information technology and its core functions within an organization? In this case, Bear Behavior.
To me, IT is using systems or computers or technology to facilitate the workload of an organization. It's meant to be able to store data better, ensure security, support communication, and just help manage all the operations that come with the company. It helps streamline the data management and the service documentation, in our case, for our patients.
Jennifer, can you explain to me how IT systems support daily business operations and decision-making processes?
So Central Reach, it ensures that the essential tools that we're using when giving therapy are functioning correctly. So this system manages the data collection, so our behavior analysts are able to ensure that the interventions that are being implemented are being effective. And it also helps in automating reports. So our team needs to have a lot of documentation for when the services are being provided. So it does help in that aspect as well to ensure to see the progress that our clients are making. And overall, just ensure that the supervisors and the providers are all making data-driven decisions.
Okay, thank you for that. Also, I assume not everything was like, perfect at first.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, what challenges did you face when implementing Central Reach, and how did you handle these issues like, I don't know, cost, security, and resistance from staff? Because I'm assuming your staff was not familiar with the softwares, and so you had to have gone through a certain training protocol.
Yes. So before implementation of the software, we relied mostly on paperwork, and a lot of our providers were a lot older, so they didn't have as much technology experience. So this caused a lot of resistance from our staff. But the way we managed this was that we provided frequent trainings to other providers and ensured that they were accurately understanding the system. We would schedule them weekly and then monthly and follow up regularly. And in terms of cost, this was before implementing the software. We negotiated with Central Reach, the developers, to get an appropriate cost that we saw was beneficial to what the service provided,
All right.
what the software provided.
Nice. Also, Jennifer, can you describe I want to know some of the key features that Central Reach allows you to use in order to, like you said, improve organization,
So
doing.
one of the best features that for the administration team is that it helps automate invoices and appointments. So it alleviated that workload and diminishes all the errors that one can make when doing billing. It also helps with the data management, so it tracks client information and the interactions and who is providing services and how they're doing with their behaviors or the goals, if they're meeting their goals. It also ensures data security. That was one of our priorities when we switched to a software. We wanted to ensure that it was compliance with HIPAA, and it's in regular compliance. They're constantly making changes. And the system also allowed for effectivity and efficiency with our reporting and documentation. We're able to document the session, track the goals, manage the interventions, and overall, this just helped us facilitate the job that we're doing and ensure that we're providing the best quality services.
Thank you for that. That was a really good answer. Now, also, Mrs. Gomez, I wanted to ask you, can you explain what is the role of IT in ensuring data security? For example, how do you make sure that there aren't any problems with troubleshooting? Or I'm assuming you have a lot of clients, and I'm assuming there, there's a lot of confidential information here. How do you oversee that all this information is like following compliance and regulatory services, and obviously protecting all these types of confidential information.
So when we initially decided to go to Central Reach, this was one of the biggest concerns that we had, that we were protecting sensitive data. So the system has methods and features that allows for this. So it has like encryption for client information. They're regular doing software updates as well to ensure that there's no security breaches, and there's regulations with HIPAA. There's also constantly, you have to change your password, and you can only be logged in one computer at a time. So there's these features that ensures that there's security with the data and it's being in compliance with HIPAA.
Nice. Also, what managerial benefits do you think IT offers, and how can it enhance decision making process for
Well,
executives, or in this case, therapists?
Well, I think IT has improved the quality of services that we provide tremendously, because having technology being implemented while the therapists are providing services allows for an improvement in decision making, and it allows for the supervisors to be able to access detailed reports even in real time. So a supervisor can, although not present within the session, they're able to see the data, and this ensures effectivity in the services being provided. And it allows for generation of reports, and that way you're able to see the outcomes, the service utilization, if you're able, like the team performance, and just overall, IT is just allows one to make a more informed and timely decision that you would not have been able to do without an automated software.
After all those benefits that you have described me, I'm a little curious about how was life before Central Reach. So, your company, how did it handle day-to-day operations before software like this was implemented? So, what were some of the issues and the errors that you would face, and how did Central Reach help minimize those errors?
So before, there were a lot of issues in the administrative team before we were able to implement a software.
Yeah.
To start off, now that we have a system, we're able to manage and ensure that the documentation is being reported at a timely frame. Before, we would have people and providers not completing them on time, and it was hard to track and manage.
Yeah.
And so that was one benefit that we got when we transferred to the system. It was also the providers, it was a lot harder for them to collect data as well, because it was on a paper. Instead, now they're able to collect their information on their cell phone, on their tablets, which is much easier for it to not be ruined, because you could put it in a safer place. You're
So
working
this
with
so this
children.
software is multi-device. You can open it from several devices.
Yes, you could open it from several devices. Like I previously said, for security reasons, you're only able to open it one at a time. And there's two-factor authentication as well, which is extremely beneficial. So honestly, this has just allowed us to be more efficient with our time. And before, it would take one of the administration team hours to bill manually. Now we're able to calculate this all in 2 or 3 steps. It would also take the notes to review session notes. It was extremely time consuming, as well as reports, and ensuring that there was managerial oversight has been much better.
Perfect. I wanted to thank you, Mrs. Gomez, for this interview. Definitely learned a lot, and I'm happy that to see that IT software has impacted your company in a positive manner. So thank you for your time, and until the next.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.